many in the congregation know that one of our signature ministries is supporting Steve and Liz Cochran, who are YWAM missionaries in India. India is such an overwhelming experience. Mumbai, where they've spent a lot of the time, is over 23 million and is supposed to be the richest city in India, and yet there are huge slums, and there are people living on the street, and there are people constantly coming and asking you for money or for whatever. And one of the first things that Liz told us was, don't let the need lead you. And what I took away from that was that you really had to focus on hearing what God had for you to know what your mission was.
What we came to realize is that hope was not enough, that there were also some other things that came to play that were important. Matters like faith in God, faith in His way of making things work, and then also patience. We visited one village, a very primitive village, and it had been visited on a weekly basis for 3 years. And finally, when we were there, the young man who had been doing the village visiting said that for the first time he had a breakthrough, that there were several people in the village that were willing to talk to him. And he was very excited about that, and he had been doing that for 3 years.
I think really there were three things that stand out to me. Firstly, how God worked with our group. 7 of us went, and we got along extremely well. We were asked to do some very difficult things that we weren't expecting, but we did them. God showed up there. The dedication of the YWAM missionaries was just incredible. Not only do they work for no salary, but they also go out into the villages, the slum villages, and minister to people. And they don't give up. They keep going back time and time again to do their work.
The question is, how was I personally impacted on this trip? And I'll tell you that the first day that we were there in Mumbai, I was overwhelmed with how do we even start to address this? How do we even begin to answer the need that I saw so clearly that day? And on day 2, we walked into the campus on Lonavala. It's a Christian campus. And I felt the peace, tangibly. I felt the peace. And I sat in a worship service that Monday, and I personally was overwhelmed. I was weeping because I realized that God's already addressing the pain and the suffering that I saw that first day in Mumbai. God sent us. How was I impacted? How was I not impacted?